It is a fact that the difference between what's possible and what's not is, to a great extent, a construct of the human mind, and more importantly, it's the one we can change. Against all odds, and often against the authorities and even their friends and families, sometimes individuals attempt the impossible and magically make it possible. The well-known YouTube creator, Sampson Boat Co, is such a case. Though it sounds like a group of people working as a company, this is just a one-man show with ambitions great enough to get himself going. With his vision and enthusiasm to carry on with his dream, he gained global recognition when people saw it with their own eyes on YouTube. You must have seen numerous niches on YouTube, but this one is especially unique. The channel showcases a single man who has taken it upon himself to repair a historical entity, and the possibilities are endless. He could take on projects, and given the chance he could rebuild the Titanic, but his choice was a bit different. Hello again. Welcome to another day of celeb stories, and today's topic is somewhat different than others. So, sit back and keep yourself stuck to the screen till the end of this video. Now, let's start sailing. Who is Sampson? Sampson belongs to an English background and was born in Bristol, England. This 35-year-old fellow, alongside being a writer, had greater ambitions and a daydream to cross the ocean since his childhood. Leo has a great love for vintage boats. In fact, he decided not to attend university to work as an apprentice for a boat builder in Bristol, southwest England. At just 25, he had become proficient enough to fix a master speed yacht and take it across the Atlantic all by himself. Impressive, isn't it? Let's move further and see what he is working on. Tally-ho and the restoration target. Betty, as Tally-ho was originally named, was the largest boat designed by Albert Strange. She was constructed between 1909 and 1910 for Charles Hellyer of Brixham, a fisherman who operated one of the first steam trawler fleets in Hull and was a member of the Humber Yawl Club. Built to Lloyd's highest standard, Betty was constructed by the renowned and trustworthy yard of Stowe & Sons in Shoreham, Sussex. Betty had a vivid career, however. It was sold. After Strange was hired by Hellyer in 1913 to build the larger Betty II, which had a 50-foot waterline, and in 1927 passed into the ownership of Hugh Grosvenor, Lord Stalbridge, who renamed her Tally-ho. With an unforgettable history, this yacht has seen more than enough. Talking about some special events, her historic victory in the stormy 1927 Fastnet race made it one of the hardest ships ever in the English waters. Alf Loomis, the crew member on the Alden schooner La Goleta, wrote of it. At the time, this contest between Tally-ho and La Goleta was characterized as the hardest fight between two yachts that had ever been sailed in English waters over so long a course and under such heavy weather conditions. Decades followed, and Tally-ho's record was less extensive, but some pictures show her at the outset of a year-long transatlantic cruise in 1958. Tally-ho's history vertical bar Sampson Boat Co. Fast-forwarding the history part, the Port of Brookings sold her at auction in 2008 to Manuel Lopez, a local artist, shipwright, and fisherman. Lopez established a non-profit organization and began restoring the vessel to turn it into a showpiece for Brookings. Though Manuel completed a lot of work on the boat, he tragically passed away in early 2010 before addressing the major structural problems with the hull. After Manuel's motivation disappeared, Tally-ho was left in limbo yet again, with mounting storage costs that the non-profit organization couldn't cover. Albert Strange Association owned the yacht until 2017, with a decision to rebuild and restore it for the end goal was to make it easier for it to return to the UK. Due to hindrances in their plans for a rebuild, the association sold Tally-ho for $1 in June 2017 to English sailor and boat builder Leo Sampson Goolden. And there goes our young sailor on a mission to rebuild the English history with his own hands. Sampson Co. YouTube. Despite her fame and importance, Tally-ho was left in a remote port in Oregon to rot behind, which became her grave for decades. While many did try to rebuild her, to rescue her, they failed. But can a single man do that? Well, for now, we are confident about that. And Sampson's YouTube channel has the answers to every question that comes the way. To understand this well, let's get a bit backward. The start of this incredible journey came in 2013 when Sampson Boat Company was established as a platform for his independent boat building ambitions. It developed into something of a blog over time, where he shared his sailing adventures and displayed his flair for boat building. Later, it became an open platform for people with similar interests to enjoy and learn from his maritime pursuits in a virtual sense. Along with the restoration clips, the channel also features various adventure stories through the depths of oceans, with challenges real fun and thrilling to watch. One of his stories revolves around the 1947 Folkboat Lorima, located in Cornwall. After laboriously rebuilding this ship, he set out on a daring Caribbean cruise. The lack of an engine and GPS made it all much more interesting, leading to several mistakes, lessons learned, and interesting to share. Through these marine efforts, he hopes to revive an interest in sailing and coastal culture, in addition to just restoring historic ships. Getting back to his main project, Leo had a very clear vision to start the restoration as soon as he bought Tally-Ho. He moved the ship to Sequim, Washington, and from the very start of it, there were hundreds of problems to pull him back and quit. In a short time, he realized that such actions were not permitted in Clallam County, where he was employed. After Leo worked with the county to resolve a zoning problem, the boat had to be moved to the port of Townsend in Washington nearby. It is hard even to just imagine the size of the task he had ahead of him, rebuilding a rusting, empty shell of a vessel that was about to collapse. Leo didn't see the need to start from scratch when building a new yacht, even if it might have appeared easier to some. His task was to breathe fresh life into this ancient ship and save it from certain destruction. However, he finds great magic in the process of rebuilding a ship that was built over a century ago. 5 years later, he's still at it, exhaustively putting the boat back together piece by piece and bringing her back to her former glory. He is definitely a great inspiration to people with similar interests, and also a great motivation for youngsters who are on their way to doing something big with their passion and dreams of life. Leo's efforts and loyalty to his work are truly commendable. Now let's get to his lifestyle and income. How much does he earn? With a not-so-luxurious lifestyle, Leo believes in a simple way of living. Talking of his love life, Leo was dating a girl named Cheka for several years, who used to be a crew member as well, but they appear to have separated in 2022. Moreover, he typically keeps his private life away from YouTube, so he didn't announce the separation. With a total net worth of £370,000 based primarily on the value of his boat and online business, Leo has done a remarkable job at his age. Still, is it enough for Leo to continue? His major sources of income, which totals about £7,000 each month, include YouTube adverts on his channel, affiliate links to Amazon products, Patreon account memberships, and sporadic donations. We're quite confident that it's just enough to keep him going in the future. He also relies a little on the donations to the channel. He's met a ton of interesting and helpful people along the way who have contributed to the rebuilding process in some way. If you're willing to be a part of his journey, you can check him out. I'll put the link to his channel in the description box below. So, this is it for today. Hope you liked it. Subscribe to the channel for more such interesting stories, and we'll see you at the next one.